Hey, this is the World Advice Channel. What I want to talk about today is something that has been on my mind for a long time and is an extremely annoying thing I hear about all the time, particularly, of course, as you can see by the title, the self defense community. Now, for the self defense community, I've had enough of this stuff. This has been going on for too long. I am not wasting I'm going to put this out there because I know there's a lot of people out there in the world who are going through a struggle in life. We all have issues here and there, but there's a difference between having issues in life and having a struggle. And I feel a lot of these channels are putting out a lot of bad information out there. So I'm going to talk about it, and I'm gonna have 2 points for it. And trust me, these points are gonna be explosive. Whether you agree with it or not, these are gonna be some very deep points. Anyway, anyway, aside from that, let's get started. So when it comes to talking about self-defense channels, let's talk about why I don't like self-defense channels, as I already said I was going to do. The truth of the matter is, there's two big reasons when it comes to self-defense channels that is my big problem with them. The first one, which I'll get into before, of course, I get into the second one, is simply down to the fact of how these self-defense channels are simply presented. Now, when it comes to self-defense channels, my biggest obvious problem in the first place is obviously the obviously the fact that they talk so much about violence and this and that, which of course violence is not good. It's best to kind of leave it in entertainment and fiction as much as possible. um but the thing is that they put too much effort into trying to make you obviously make you make you paranoid when it comes to violence. Now, when it comes to violence, obviously you want to avoid it here and there, but when it comes to violence, like they say pretty much all the time, when it comes to violence, like to pretty much just give advice and make you as paranoid as freaking possible. Like, for example, oh yeah, if you get attacked by someone, it's best you just run and this and that, or oh yeah, another one obviously that you hear quite a lot. If somebody, for example, will is following you and this and that, oh yeah, just probably if anything, just run, all run, because they'll probably have a weapon on them and all that type of stuff and this and that, which I just kind of find problematic, because isn't the point of the self-defense channels to help you understand how to defend yourself? Like, and obviously self-defense, a big part of self-defense is having confidence. Now obviously there's a difference between, oh okay, there's some person who clearly wants to start shit with you for no real reason, versus there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people who are just bothering you. Okay, there's obviously a difference between one person and like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people. Okay, so if you're just having an issue with one person, why the hell should I have to be so paranoid for it? In all honesty, because even though everyone says, well, you don't know if they have a weapon on them, what's the chances of that being real? Okay, and that's a problem these people don't tend to understand, is that in life you also have to, aside from obviously the big point is that fighting and violence, especially in the modern world, is rare and might happen once in a blue moon. The truth of the matter is, we live in peaceful times. Okay, the chances that someone in life is gonna try to rob you, mug you, is once in a blue moon. Okay, especially for the fact that the majority of people who clearly watch these videos live in good neighborhoods. So, for that matter. Okay, so the truth of the matter is, to be this for something as rare as a fight to actually break out, which we just pretty much prove it really does happen. The idea that, like, all of a sudden at one time I'm going to get in a fight is going to be like the worst case scenario is just depressing. It's just unnecessary, and it's depressing as hell. Chances are likely they don't have a weapon on them. So that's the problem I kind of have with it, is that it just kills your confidence and your ability to defend yourself. Like, you can't live your life in fear. Like, you need to have something, and this is what I was getting to: dignity in life. Okay, you just, like, for example, if I'm 6'3" and I know how to fight very well, and there's some random guy who's 5'6", 5'5", whatever, who's just randomly hitting me for no reason, which you can clearly tell, yeah, he doesn't know how to fight for shit. Because obviously, if he knew how to fight, he would have been doing some really effective moves against me at this point. Why the hell should I feel like I have to run for my life when it's as clear as day I could probably beat the shit out of this guy? Okay, especially with the fact that, well, he started it, and that's a problem these fight channels need to understand. Like, you can't live your life in freaking fear. You need to know that you need to be confident in your abilities. You can't always say, okay, anytime someone tries to physically hit you, now this is an absolute necessity. Should you run? You defend yourself, and you should just run for your life. I even watched one documentary that said, if you could put that time and effort into learning how to fight, into learning how to run as effectively as possible, then I would rather learn. Then I'd recommend you probably learn that instead. And a lot of these channels come off as mad corny. When people talk about learning how to fight, they say all this stuff like, "Do you have any other hobbies?" and this and that, and maybe you should do this and do that. And it just sounds so corny. It really does sound corny. It sounds like it's such a desperate attempt to please society. Anytime you try to please society, everything you say sounds so corny. It's not even funny, and that's the problem I have, in all honesty. And that's what I'm trying to say here. So why do you have to do all that? So that's the point I'm trying to make here. You have the right to defend yourself. You have the right to preserve your dignity. Having some random person just follow you and just bother you all the time looks bad. Especially if you know how to fight. So what? I learned all that fighting just for that. That's what I'm trying to say here. That's the biggest problem I have with those type of people. Okay, when they do that, and that's my first point. So now let's get to the second point. Now, when it comes to the second point, that obviously is a very good point to obviously make as well. That, of course, is also true, is the fact that they try so hard to pretty much make you despise violence. Now, this is the other problem with it. Now, of course, violence is something that obviously no one in the world should look forward to. But the truth of the matter is, if you want to learn martial arts, it's because you're interested in combat in the first place. And that's a problem I have. The second main problem I have with these channels is they try so hard to make you pretty much despise violence, which is so silly, because wouldn't you want to have something that's a stimuli that makes it more likely people are interested in pursuing your skill? To spend all this time trying to make you despise it, and all these corny, cheesy terms from like ancient China or Japan or whatever that says, if I could learn, if I'm if I could learn, I'm master swordsman, but if I could learn how to create something that was effective, then I'd be way happier, and all that type of stuff is just corny in the end of the day. Besides, especially being around people in this world, and even going online and seeing how a lot of people treat each other and how they talk to each other, I can definitely see why the human history in general has been so violent. And that's the thing I'm trying to say here, is that you need to realize there's some really bad people in this world, and some really, really bad people. And if you feel you need to learn how to fight, then that's good. But to try to make you despise it and make you feel bad for wanting to learn how to fight is just corny and pretentious in the first place. There's some really bad people out there. Everyone thinks, when you say stuff like that, oh, or you're just saying that because you're caught up in a moment or whatever type of stuff. But no, there's some truly, really horrible people out there who will do everything and beyond to make sure not just you, even in some cases, depending on the situation, you and your descendants are the most unhappiest people you can imagine in your life. Even look at all the human atrocities that have happened across human history, from the Spanish Inquisition to even the transatlantic slave trade, whatever. Those are truly some horrible individuals who did that stuff. And the thing about it is they like doing it. They didn't just do it because they had to, or because they believed that they did it. They were truly horrible individuals. And even to this day, in the modern day, we have some truly horrible individuals. And I think that's something that can make someone feel comforted, like self-defense, is you're just supposed to, oh wow, despise it. And this and that is just pointless. And it just kind of kills the interest, making more likely people just not want to do it. So that's a problem with self-defense. And this is what I had to say. And the thing what makes it annoying is not even a case of, okay, they're viewing their opinion. It's just that they oversaturate and talk about it all the time. And it's very, very, very annoying. So anyway, this is my video. If you like this video, remember to thumbs up this video and hit the subscribe button. This is all I have to say. I hope you enjoy this video. And that is it. And simply put it, later.